Here is the perfect 5-day travel itinerary for Tokyo in Japan. Follow my Japan travel guide series and subscribe for my other vlogs including Kyoto, Mount Fuji, Osaka, and Hiroshima. We flew into Narita International Airport and went straight to 7-Eleven for a takeaway dinner. This is one of the most cost-effective places to get food in Japan. It also has a lot of options including noodles, pastas, snacks, pastries, and drinks, just not a lot of vegetarian options. At the international airport, we got a bus ticket that goes straight to Tokyo City. When you're in Japan, make sure you have a SIM card for internet. We bought ours online as an eSIM with unlimited internet. It's better to buy it before you get to Japan as the airport and Japan stores are very expensive and it is not unlimited. This is our first of 3 Tokyo accommodations that we booked via Airbnb. Make sure it's an easy walk to a nearby train station. This is day 1 in Japan. We got the train for the first time. This can be confusing as different lines are owned by different companies, which means you need to make sure you look as to where you go, otherwise you'll be coming in and out. Google Maps will assist you in this. Our first stop was Sensoji Temple. This is a Buddhist temple and it is absolutely beautiful, especially in April for cherry blossoms. A tip for Japan travel is that tripods and selfie sticks are not allowed everywhere, only in public places, and if it's not enclosed, so make sure you check before you go. Outside the temple is also a place for markets that is active on weekdays, but this was a weekend, so it wasn't there. We then went to the famous 7-Eleven and tried its pastries. There's so much choice here for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. We then stopped by Uno Tunju Temple. And we finally made it to our destination, Uno Park. This is the biggest park in Tokyo and it is equivalent to Central Park or Hyde Park in Japan. It is perfect for cherry blossoms and has many walking tracks. Make sure you factor in a lot of time to spend here and enjoy nature. Public transport is the cheapest way to travel in Japan. Just do your research and find the best route, and again check Google Maps. Our 4th spot of the day is Ginza Shopping District. This is one of Tokyo's most famous shopping districts. We visited the famous Uniqlo in Tokyo. Make sure you see these viral t-shirt slides and also the viral staircase. Definitely worth the hype. Fifth spot of the day is the Pokémon Center in Tokyo. Now there are 3 Pokémon centers, Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, but each have a very different theme, so make sure you visit every single one if you're a big fan of Pokemon. Stop 6 is Tokyo Skytree. I recommend getting your ticket online even if it is on the day, as there are 2 separate lines. The second is to get in, but the first is to get the ticket, so if you want to save time, get that first ticket early. Once inside, make sure you get the ticket just to the general level, as the top level is basically the same thing. Here you enjoy views of the entire Tokyo. Had to get ramen for dinner. Welcome to day 2. We left some time in our itinerary to enjoy walking through the streets of Tokyo. Our first spot was the Imperial Palace in Tokyo, but it was closed, so make sure you check the opening times. The Imperial Palace is only open at certain times during the day. We then found this hidden gem spot with cherry blossoms and a bench right near the station. It was amazing. We then caught a train to Koto City to see the famous TeamLab planets. The train tickets are only 180 yen per trip, so make sure you catch it. It's better than a taxi because it's more affordable and more frequent. And this is TeamLab planets. TeamLab tickets sell out really fast, so make sure you book it online. We booked ours a few weeks in advance. And this is the first room, a very dazzling mirror room. We got only a 9:30 AM ticket, but we wanted to get there for the opening time at 9 AM, so we got there by 8:30 and got into the 9 AM slot. While it is a timed entry ticket, it's actually unlimited time inside, so make sure you enjoy it and factor in lots of time to just keep going in and out of the place. Room 2 is a water illuminated room. The water only goes up to your ankles. Factor in your outfit accordingly. When you enter TeamLabs, you actually get a locker to store both your shoes and your belongings. When you enter, there are 2 paths that lead back to the same entry, so don't worry, just pick one and you'll always come back to the other. And as I said, it's unlimited time, so just keep going in and out as much as you like. The third room is a neon ball party. The fourth room is a stargaze. Lie on the floor and watch the show. You should know that tripods are not allowed inside, but people are willing to take photos of you, so just ask nicely. The only room that actually has a line is the garden mirror room because of limited capacity, but it moves fast at 5-minute sessions. And this is the fifth room, a mirror plantation. It is remarkable. It is a mirror room, so if you're wearing a skirt, make sure you have shorts underneath. And now we have a short commute to Minato City. Minato City is home to Tokyo's Statue of Liberty. There are only a few in the world, and one of them is in Tokyo right here. We also walked past and saw this famous robot statue. Our fourth stop was the Museum of Emerging Science. It was mainly for this giant globe on display, but there's also a lot of interactive exhibitions to see here. Perfect if it's drizzling a bit in Tokyo. We then walked around Central Square Park in Minato City and got lunch at the Minato City food court. We then tried the viral homemade master donut. Our fifth stop was Shibuya Sky. A mega tip is that when it rains, Shibuya Sky actually closes, and the viral rooftop where the escalator is also closed. And this is even if it is drizzling. Try to check the weather beforehand, but as Shibuya Sky does book out fast, you'll need to book ahead regardless. You do not actually get a refund if it rains and you've paid for the escalator part and you don't get to go. We were unlucky and we did not get to see the rooftop, but we did get to see these amazing views from the general viewing area, a bird's eye view of Shibuya Sky. We also saw the Tokyo City skyline in very different views. It was amazing. This is a bird's eye view of Shibuya Crossing. We then had a traditional dinner. Stop 7 is Shibuya Crossing with the crowd on the ground. It is super crowded, but in Japan, even the crowds go in an orderly fashion. And of course, a snack on the way home from 7-Eleven. For day 3 in Tokyo, we are visiting the best Disney in the world, Tokyo Disneyland. As we wanted photos in Disneyland without crowds in the background, we woke up at 5 a.m. to get there at 6:30 a.m. for the 8:30 a.m. opening. The line, as you can see, was still amazingly long for a 2-hour wait before Disney opens. I wanted the iconic Cinderella photo with no one in the background, so as soon as it opened, I ran straight to Cinderella's castle and I made it. And this is Cinderella's castle with no one in the background. And this is outside the Small World ride, which is located inside Cinderella's castle. We lined up here at the beginning. Now the lines do get long, so if you get the express pass, you can skip the line. But strangely, when we booked our tickets, because we were not based in Japan, it was hard to locate the express pass. A warning, this song will actually get stuck in your head when you're actually on the ride. It's a small world after all. A few Disney tips. Check the weather. Tokyo Disney actually has a great undercover area compared to all of the other Disneys, but it's not that great when it rains. Try to go on weekdays Monday to Thursday before 5 p.m, so during the day to avoid the crowds. As mentioned earlier, arrive as early as possible to avoid the lines. The first few rides you go on will have less lines, and the rest will have about a 2-hour wait time. There are no selfie sticks or tripods allowed in Disneyland. They do confiscate it, so make sure you don't bring it. Before you go to Disneyland, make sure to download the Disney Tokyo app because it actually tells you the wait times per ride and the food spots available. Disneyland itself has really limited internet, so make sure you download this before you go in. We then walked around Disneyland to get familiar with the land and saw the Beauty and the Beast castle. The line was actually too long to go in. We then walked around to the galaxy far, far away, the Star Wars ride. This was a pretty cool 4D experience. And this is the Monsters Inc. ride. And you can't go to Disneyland without getting a Mickey ear. Most people actually have one ear and just keep reusing it because it's really expensive. For those with dietary requirements, make sure you do some research because it was really hard to find vegetarian food. We had lunch at the East Side Cafe at the Hollywood side of Disneyland. It was not very good quality. The first course was bread and soup. We then had pasta and dessert. I then got a viral churro before sitting down for the Disney parade. The parade comes every 12 p.m, 2 p.m, and for the night parade at 8 p.m. It gets really crowded, so make sure you find a seat at least half an hour before. This is Mickey and Friends. Alice in Wonderland. Pinocchio, the star of the show Minnie the Mouse, the Disney Princesses, Sleeping Beauty, and my all-time favorite, Winnie the Pooh. We then went on this amazing train ride. It's a perfect rest spot. I also tried the Disney popcorn. Each popcorn cart actually has a different flavor, so either try them all or make sure you do your research to see which one you like, because they're pretty expensive. And now for the best ride of all time in Disneyland, it's Space Mountain. It might be a long line, but it's definitely worth it. And this is Disney at night. It lights up and it's quite magical. And we made it just in time to see the lovely night parade, which is very different from the day parade, so make sure you try and stay. And we caught a snack on the way home. Day 4. We checked out of our Airbnb account because tonight we're staying at a luxury hotel. One thing about Japan.com, no matter where it is, it always has amazing amenities and it's always clean. Japan is a really great country to travel around. Stop 1 of the day is Tokyo Tower. Make sure you check out the surrounding parks for a great view of the tower. We booked tickets ahead. This is level 1 of the viewing deck. We also got roof tickets, which I think is really worth it. In order to go to the roof, you actually go on this elevator, which is on the side of Tokyo Tower, and you get to see the amazing structure and architecture. And the top level of Tokyo Tower looks like it's out of this world. It is incredible kind of galaxy experience with views of Tokyo, of course, and a lovely mirror room. While at Tokyo Tower, don't miss this glass walkway, it is so stunning. Then walked around Tokyo Tower to see the Tozo-joji Temple and Tokyo Tower Park. After lunch, we made our way to Shibuya to have dessert. We then went to the viral Starbucks at Shibuya Crossing. We stayed there for a long time, but we finally got to see the view of Shibuya Crossing from the perspective of Starbucks Shibuya. We then went to Shinjuku Gion National Park. It is a great place to relax, but be sure to know that you do have to pay 500 yen for entry. And we walked past Shinjuku. Thought we'd try a hand at a fancy dinner, was not that great. And in the night we stayed at a 5-star luxury hotel called Prince of Park Tower. We actually paid extra to have this view of Tokyo Tower. We then went to the rooftop bar for a drink and made the big mistake of sitting down because we had to pay for a service charge and an additional tax charge. It was a really big ripoff. We started day 5 with a beautiful view of Tokyo Tower. We then checked out and went to Tekshida Street, which is a great street for actually shopping and to see the amazing Cafe Rezu. This has 3D arts for coffee and hot chocolates, and you can ask for anything you want on request. I of course asked for a Pikachu. We then had lunch. Our next stop was He Shrine. We then went back to get our luggage from Prince of Park Hotel and had to get a nice dessert. For our last night in Tokyo, we are staying at a Capsule hotel, one of Japan's iconic accommodations. It's separated for women and men on different floors, and you can keep your luggage in a secured room and you get a locker with a password for your valuables. This is called Shinjuku Capsule Hotel. It is very clean, has enough space, and it is a great experience. Not to mention very affordable. It's also a great way to meet people. While it didn't get loud at night, there is a blind for privacy which you can open and close at your will. There are shared bathrooms that is very clean and you get your own toiletries. We had dinner and walked around Shinjuku. Stopped by a nearby pharmacy to get the Kit Kat flavors that are unique to Japan. Give this video a like and make sure to check out my other vlogs which include Osaka, Hiroshima, Mount Fuji and Kyoto. Subscribe for more Japan and world travel content.